Hello again, chaps and chapettes, how are we all doing? It is lovely to see you all again, as always. So my friends, the people of Epping have had their hand forced. They having to make yet another stand within regards to the immigrant hotel that is currently in their local area. Now initially, local councils put an injunction on this hotel to empty that said hotel of the migrants that are currently inhabiting it. But Friday just gone, the government decided to squash that injunction and keep the migrants in that hotel. Now, as opposed to going down the protest route this time, they are taking a more radical approach. A lot of residents within Epping are now threatening to stop paying their council tax, which of course can land you a hefty fine or possibly a prison sentence. This article in GB News about the subject matter at hand reads: Furious Epping residents have declared that they will refuse to pay their council tax following Friday's Court of Appeal decision that reversed an injunction blocking asylum seekers from staying at a hotel in the town. Now, this kind of ties into what I said to you guys last night about the higher up, the elites, the people on the upper echelons of power in this country and indeed the world must be making a fuck ton of money out of this current migrant crisis that we are currently going through. I can't think of another logical explanation as to why this hasn't been knocked on the head much sooner. The only other conclusion I can come to is, of course, the far-right conspiracy that this is indeed the Great Replacement theory. But of course, one person's conspiracy theory is another person's truth. See, the people of Epping get shat on from a great height, right on their heads, and they're expected to look up and say thanks for the fucking hat. No, it's not working. Not this time, it seems. The ruling means 138 migrants can remain at the controversial Essex Hotel, overturning a High Court ruling that would have required their removal by September 12th. Local residents expressed outrage at the decision, with some stating that they would withhold council tax payments even if it resulted in imprisonment. The hotel has been at the centre of intense controversy and after an Ethiopian asylum seeker, foreign invader more like, residing within the hotel was charged with sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl last month, allegations he denies. Of course he fucking denies it. Lefty lawyers would have told him to deny it simply so he can keep his fucking stinky ass in this country. The Court of Appeal's reversal has sparked fierce local opposition and reignited debates about asylum accommodation across Britain. Sarah White, a mother of three, told the Mail she feels very vulnerable following the court's ruling. What is the point of paying our council tax if it is being directly used to fund a place which houses alleged sex attackers? Spot on, sweetheart. Absolutely spot on, she said, adding that the situation goes against everything which council tax is used for. Now, I won't go on, guys, because it's quite a lengthy article and you get the gist of what I'm trying to talk about here. Now, the residents within Epping have gone down the proper route for weeks upon weeks now, protesting, non-violent, peacefully, respectfully, all the rest of it. I've seen all the videos, the many commentators that have gone down there, auditors that have gone down there. I've seen these people protesting. They're just concerned local residents and parents that are wanting to preserve the purity and sanctity of their children, which is highly understandable. And where has it got them? It has got them absolutely nowhere. They are in the same space now than what they were when they started protesting against this hotel. Now, of course, I'm not going to sit here and start advocating for riots and violence and all the rest of it. I don't want to see the streets strewn with burnt out cars, glass bottles and broken bricks all over the place. No, of course I have. Of course I don't. But you've got to ask yourself, is doing this proper, in the proper way, ever going to get your voice heard? And is it ever going to change anything? I've got to look back at Epping once again. They're in the exact same place they were 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks ago. Nothing has changed. So they have to go down a different route because protesting peacefully and respectfully is getting nothing done and it is changing nothing. Hence why they're going down this particular route of not paying their council tax. And I can completely agree with them. Council tax, if you're in a high band council tax area, is astronomical. I mean, ridiculous amounts of money that comes out of your wage packet every single month simply to pay council tax. And like that lady said in the article, where's that council tax going? It's going towards food and the upkeep of this hotel that houses potential sex attackers and R-wordists. It just clear boggles the mind. Now, I don't have the census for Epping on hand, guys. I do apologise. I don't know the population, but I'm assuming the population of Epping is, I don't know, 10, 15, maybe 20,000 people. Now, if all them people stop paying their council tax, what's going to happen? Nothing whatsoever. You can't arrest 20-odd thousand people. It's a literal impossibility. So they will have to buckle. The moment councils stop receiving funding, look at Birmingham. It goes down the shitter. People have control over governments and the running of this country. It doesn't seem so, but we do. But we have to do it in drastic measures, such as these. Non-violent, non-riots, of course, but other drastic measures. In an idealistic world, I would say that this should be pushed a bit more further. This is completely unrealistic. This is just an idea in my mind that will never ever happen. But I do say that the working class, even the middle class, should simply stop working. Give up their jobs. To hell with your mortgage repayments, to hell with everything else. Everyone stop working and the tax in this country will reach absolute zero. And you watch it fucking crumble and beg and plead for people to go back to work. Look how it was in COVID. We were in dire straits because people couldn't work, apart from ambulance workers, policewomen and that kind of a thing. Like I say, this is unrealistic, but it is a fun idea that I have had in my head for a long time. Everyone quit their jobs, everyone stopped paying tax, and you just watch how the government changes. It's quite similar to these hotels, my friends. Completely off topic here, but I do want to end on this anyway, because it's something I've been wanting to speak to you guys about. These migrant hotels, sometimes you get people going down with camera phones videoing the place, and you get security coming up saying, no, you can't do it, yada, 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 this is private property, get off our land, that kind of a thing. But the fact of the matter is, every single one of these hotels is being kept open and run by taxpayer money, which means, in effect, we should have every God-given right to enter those buildings, visit them whenever we want, and see how our money is actually being spent. DJE Media has an Asian fellow who goes around with him, ex-manager of one of these hotels, and he sneaks in there for meals because obviously he looks like an immigrant. He does himself up like an immigrant. He puts like shit clothes on that mismatch and flip-flops and things like that, and he goes into these hotels completely without any security trying to stop him. He walks in there, gets a free meal, gets to walk around freely. That's what the public should be able to do, because we are funding these fucking hotels. How can something be private that we are paying for? It's like being refused entry to a public library, for example, a council-run library. We have every God-given right to enter that building whenever its doors are open because we pay for it, much like these hotels. It's not private property, it's publicly owned property whenever we are paying for the fucking place, instead of the owners who have been paid off and sold their souls to the devil simply for a pot of fucking gold. It makes me absolutely sick, and the people of Epping have my undying support in this cause. Stop paying your council tax. To hell with what the fuck happens to you. They can't arrest everybody. Get it done. Make the council squirm, make the government squirm, and make them buckle to your fucking demands. It's as simple as that, my friends. Do let me know what you think in the comments about this, guys. Would you go down this route if you were in Epping? Would you stop paying your council tax at the risk of going to prison to get rid of these foreign invaders and keep your children safe and your women safe? Do let me know. Carpe diem, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.